Hey guys, and welcome to the Exactly Correct podcast. I am your host, Trina Felicia. You guys, I am so excited. I'm excited for a few reasons. First of all, thank you to everyone who is taking the time out of your very busy schedules to join us really quickly for a quick chit chat. I am excited, number one, because this is our very first episode, right? And I'm so excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm so excited. And I'm also excited because I am trying something different, all right? So I know quite a few of you are asking, well, who is Trina Felicia and what is Exactly Correct? Well, let me give you a little bit of a backstory about me. It's going to be real quick. My name is Katrina, and I am a content creator. I absolutely love and enjoy creating content. You can always follow me on my YouTube page, which is Trina Felicia. You can also follow the podcast YouTube page if you want to get a visual. All of our podcasts will be videos as well. So you can head over to Exactly Correct Podcast on YouTube. And you can also follow me on TikTok at Trina Felicia as well. And so I'm a content creator. And I also like to think that I have the gift of gab, all right? And so I wanted to create a space where we can come together and inspire, we can motivate, and sometimes we can just get stuff off our chest. You know what I mean? We can say what we want to say, how we want to say it, and not be judged for doing so, all right? So this is a space where it is a judgment-free zone, and we're going to talk about a little bit of everything here. Exactly Correct. I am open to all topics as long as it does not offend or hurt anyone. We here to talk about it. So I am so excited because, again, this is our very first episode, and I think that this title today is pretty dope, and I think it's a great opener. Today we're going to the topic we're going to be talking about is I decline respectfully, of course, and that topic is going to be about boundaries and the importance of setting boundaries, right? I thought that this would be a good show opener, y'all, because I think that it is important to set boundaries. I think as a whole, we've been taught that saying no sometimes is a bad thing, right? But saying no isn't always a bad thing. So let's just get right into it. Again, guys, welcome to Exactly Correct with your host, Trina Felicia. Y'all, I'm excited. All right, so let's just get right into it. So like I was saying, most times we find it hard, right, to set boundaries. We really find it hard to set boundaries with the people we care about, with our circle, with our family members, with our significant others, with our close friends, right? We find it hard to set boundaries with those people. Other people that you may not necessarily be so close to, they may not be a part of your circle. You know them, but they may not be a part of your circle. It's easy for you to be like, nah, I don't want to do that, or, it's easier. But when it comes to our loved ones or people that are in our inner circles or that we may be close to, we don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to ruin relationships. In most cases, we don't want to enforce boundaries because it means that it's a possibility you're going to have to say something to someone that you love that you may not necessarily want to say. But here's what I'm learning, and I'm still learning how to set boundaries. I'm still learning to create a space where I can say no. I'm still in my personal everyday life learning to do that. But the truth behind creating boundaries is that it's really not for the people that you're trying to create the boundary for. Creating boundaries is really for you. I'm learning that when I'm trying to create a boundary, I'm not trying to build a wall or put someone in a space that they can't get past. No, I'm creating a boundary for Katrina. So I think you have to go into it knowing that when you're creating a boundary, you're creating it for you, right? So the best way we can start creating that boundary is to speak up. Yeah, speak up. I'm learning that there is a myth behind saying no, that we as society have created this myth. And the myth in saying no is we believe if I tell you no, it's disrespectful. No, saying no does not mean that I'm being disrespectful to you. Telling someone that I love no, we believe that either we're beefing or we have a disagreement or we have an issue with each other. No, it does not mean that as well. I think society has taught most of us how to become people pleasers. So before we can mentally process like what someone is asking from us or of us, we automatically say yes, even if you really want to say no, right? So because we've learned that being a good friend, being a good coworker, being a great partner, it requires you to give a yes. And the truth of the matter is that's not always the case, right? I believe that we've learned that in order to be a good person, in order to be a great friend, in order to have great relationships, you have to give from the abundance of your heart. And although that is true, parts of that is true, you have to give to be great, it's good to be good to people. So a part of that is true. But I had to learn that I am one of the most important people in my life. And it took some time, it took some years to learn that I am one of the most important people in my life. And so there will be times, right, that I am going to put me first. And that's okay. It may sound like so harsh, like, oh my God, I don't want to, I'm always trying to do things for people and I don't want anybody to look at me like I don't want to do something for them. But guys, it's okay to every now and again put you first, because you are one of the most important people in your life. I know, we've been taught that it's a selfish act to put yourself before people, and it can be, but sometimes it's not selfish, it's actually called self-care. Learning how to say no will help you set healthy boundaries, which will not only help you emotionally, it can help you physically. Boundaries will keep you from losing yourself. Sometimes we get so caught up in what others want from us, what others expect of us. I know that you are always wanting to be the one to help people. You always want to be the saving grace. But sometimes you have to set boundaries. Listen. Responding by saying no, when that's your true feeling, when it is your true answer, it is a sign of you being honest and you being your authentic self. When your honest response is no, it shows your respect for not only yourself, but for the person that you're saying no to. Honestly, it shows that you have enough respect for them and you to be honest with your answer. Now, in saying that, right, not everyone will see it that way. I'm not foolish. I understand that saying no, everyone is not gonna see that always as a positive. They won't, and that's okay. I was always told, that what others think about me is actually none of my business. So I'm gonna tell you what other people think about you is not always your business. Sometimes you have to respectfully decline. And that's okay. You don't have to be forced into doing something you don't want to do. I'm one of those people that I always used to like feel like I have to say yes to people. So I'm more so of a homebody, believe it or not, right? I prefer actually to be in my house. I'm more so of a loner. Like, I don't have to go out to have a good time. I do like, to go out and go do things. But I'm more so of a loner. Like, I don't have a problem being in the house. You know what I'm saying? And so I also know, though, that I'm a good time. Like, I'm a fun time to be around, So because of that, people like to hang out. They like to go places, and they like to invite me and ask me to do things, and I'm okay with it. So I always used to be like off the bat, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna come, cool, yeah, I'll be there, yeah. And literally while I'm saying yeah, I really feel like, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to do it, because the truth of the matter is, I'm honestly a homebody. Like, I don't have to be on the scene all the time. When I go out, I now force myself to come out of the house. I force myself to go out more, because, you need to get out. It's good. And so I used to find myself like, man, I really don't want to go to this. I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do that. And sometimes, you're going to have to push your way and press your way, because sometimes you should show up for people. A lot of times you should show up for people. But there are times that I just want to be in my house, and I just want to be by myself, and I just want to watch Netflix, and I want to watch a good African movie. I love African movies, y'all. I'm really getting into them. And so there are times I just want to be in my house doing nothing. And that's my choice, right? It's my freedom. It's what I want to do with my time, and so I used to feel like, okay, Trina, if you don't say yes, you're gonna make this one mad, you're gonna make that one mad, so you just gotta go, right? But now I'm at a place where if I don't want to go, I'm not going. If I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. No. It's okay, you guys, to say no, because you have to learn to set boundaries. You have to learn to do what works best for you and what makes you happy in that moment and in that space. I'm learning that a lot of us are living for other people. We're living by other people's rules. We're doing what other people want us to do. We're saying yes to things and letting people drag us because you done said yes to something, and now you don't let this person, you don't say yes to something that you didn't even want to do, and you're unhappy doing it. You're not at your best self because you really don't want to do this, and at the end of the day, that affects you. You lose your true self, your authentic self, because you're trying to please people, because you want to say yeah to everything. No, I want to be a good friend. I want to show them I'm a great family member. I want to show them I'm a great significant other, when sometimes saying no actually is what is best. So how can I practice saying no? Start off small. Start off small. Start off by saying no to a salesperson. Perfect practice makes perfect. I know that sounds very minute. It sounds very small, but you would be surprised how when you're in the mall, just picture this, go with me for a second, right? Imagine that you're in the mall, right? And a salesperson, you know how they have like kiosks in the middle of the mall, right? And they're always stopping you, asking you like, hey, you want to try this product? Sometimes I'm in the mall and there is this one kiosk where they do like eyebrows. Well, I wear makeup, so I usually don't let people play in my eyebrows, right? I really don't let them play in my face because I do my makeup, so I fill in my own brows and stuff. So I'm always like, no, it's okay, it's okay. But I have a friend that I went to the mall with one time, and she sat there and let them people play in her face. She didn't want to do it. She wanted to say no, but she didn't want to offend them. She's like, I know they're a business owner. They're trying to, they're trying to sell their products, and I didn't want to hurt their feelings, whatever. And she hated the way her eyebrows looked. She got home, took that stuff off her face, but we could have avoided all of that just by her saying, no, it's okay, I'm good, But I know, and so I know that sounds very small to do, but you would be surprised how difficult it can be when you're in that situation. So start off by saying no in small things. Start off by saying, no, thank you, I'm okay, I don't want to purchase that today. I'll take some time to think about it. When you're in the mall, I use the mall because people are always selling things in the mall, right? And so when you're in the mall, and let's say you're at you went into the mall to I'm going to use me. I go into the mall, I go into Sephora, right? I'm always in Sephora. I love makeup, you guys. So I'm always buying makeup, but I usually park by Macy's. And so when in the mall, when I'm going into the mall, I have to walk through Macy's. Since I parked in Macy's, I usually walk through Macy's to go into Sephora, to get to Sephora, right? So sometimes, depending on what time I'm going to Sephora, I'm walking through Macy's, there may be a salesperson that may stop me, right, and say, hey, you want to smell this fragrance? Now, I love perfume, right? And so they'll say, hey, you want to smell this real quick? You want to smell this fragrance? And I'm like, yeah, let me smell it. They spray it on a little paper for you. All right, and I smelled it. Okay, I'm good. Now, of course, they're a salesman. That's a saleswoman. So they're a salesperson. So their job is to sell that fragrance to you that they just had you smell. They didn't want you to smell that for fun. Baby. At the end of the day, baby, I got to sell this, right? I understand that. But I don't want to buy that every day. See, I came in here to get some foundation from Sephora, so I got a budget I'm sticking to. Now when I get in Sephora, am I gonna stick to that budget? I don't know. That's a different story. We're not talking about that. Okay. But I don't want to buy that perfume or that cologne today. So I have to learn, right? We have to learn how to say, no, I'm good. Let me think about it. It's okay. They're going to get a sale. Even if you're not the sale, you may not have been the sale today. That doesn't mean you won't come back and actually pick that fragrance up. You may come back and get that cologne or that perfume, but today just isn't the day, right? So start by practicing saying no to little things. Setting boundaries are so important. They are important, you guys. I mean, it really helps you keep yourself sane. When we're doing so much, and I know for me, I'm always constantly on a go, because I just have so much going on in my life. So whether it's I'm doing something for family, for my parents, or for other things, for the Trina Felicia brand, trying to get this brand out and off the ground, I'm always constantly doing stuff. And I remember there was a time where I would not say no to people. People would ask me to help them with this project or help them with this thing, or hey, when you're leaving work, can you stop and do this, and can you stop and do that? And I literally now have grown to know how to say, nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. No, I got something else to do. Oh, no, I can't do that with you. And sometimes, honestly, it's still hard for me to say no to people. So I'll just not answer the call. Yeah. Let's be honest. It's hard for you to say no, just don't answer the phone. They're calling you to ask you to do something. I can't do it. Okay, I'm not strong enough yet, Trina. I'm not there yet, Trina. I don't know how to say no yet. All right, well, you know how to decline that call. Be careful now, because Apple now tells people with the new update that you're declining the call. And Apple, I don't know if I really like that, but you know what? Yeah, that's not the point. That's not the point. But if you're still having and struggling with saying no, it's okay. Decline the call. You don't have to answer. Or you don't have to give an answer right away. You can take some time to say, hey, let me think about that. Let me look some things over. Especially when somebody wants you to do something big. Like, okay, this is a big one. Like, someone wants you to rent a car for them. See, I don't play them type of games right there. That rent a car for somebody. I can't play them games, y'all. I can't do it. However, you may have a hard time if it's someone like close to you, if it's your significant other, if it's your parent, if it's one of your children, you may have a hard time telling them no, because that's someone, that's your inner circle. Those are your inner people. Those are like your people. That's different than a best friend or a cousin. You're talking about like my child or my spouse or my parent. They're asking me to do something that I really don't want to do. So how do I tell them no? Because that hits a little different, Trina. Yeah, I know it does. So I would say take some time. Tell them like, okay, let me take a little bit of time to think about it. Don't just feel pressured like you have to say yes. You may not feel comfortable with renting a car for your brother or your sister. I may not feel comfortable with renting a car for my mom or my dad, and that's okay. Sometimes it may hurt a person's feelings, but you have to be honest and say, man, I'm not really comfortable with doing that. How about I rent the car for me and I'll let you drive my car? That's how I used to always get out of things like that. Like I would say, okay, listen, I'll rent the car, but I'm gonna rent the car for me and you can drive my car. For whatever reason, I just feel more secure with letting someone drive my vehicle versus a vehicle that I do not own. You know what I'm saying? And so you can do it that way. You can say, hey, let me take the time to think. Maybe someone wants you to be a part of an event. They want you to provide a service. They want you to do something. It can be in business. It can be professionally. It can be in your personal life. They may want you to do something that you may not necessarily be comfortable with doing. Take a moment to digest it. Take a moment to think about it, and then come back with your answer. Saying no does not always mean a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing, you guys. Declining and creating boundaries is not a bad thing. Sometimes it is simply self-care. Remember, respectfully declining means that you just said yes to use your time or resources for something that you actually just prefer to do. It doesn't mean that you don't love that family member or that friend or that partner or that coworker. It just means that you actually want to dedicate your personal time or your professional time to something that you actually prefer on doing. And that is okay. I'm here to tell you that that is okay. So if you've never heard it, let me encourage you to decline respectfully, of course. Well, guys, that is my time. Be sure, listen, to head over again to YouTube if you want to see it. And to all my YouTube people, hey, how y'all doing? Be sure to head over to YouTube if you want to see us in the video. You can definitely head over there to Exactly Correct with Trina Felicia and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram. All of it is Trina Felicia. Be sure to head on over there. And until next time, you guys, always remain exactly correct. Okay, bye.